Need to get a box. Let's raise my mic. I have a new setup, and I'm not used to it yet. There's a lot of moving parts here. I was working on real estate. I don't like a lot of wires. I'm going to have to figure something out. You know what I mean? Anyone like wires? I don't like having all these wires around. It looks so cluttered and nonsensical. I should have done this before, but I didn't realize I'd have all this stuff in my way. It was John Steinbeck, Carl Steinbeck's brother, who is attending the trial. I still have this reflux thing, so I apologize. In fact, just 1 second. Just 1 second. I had to sneeze. So I still have this reflux thing from my shot, my Wegovy shot that I'm taking. So I'm trying some new stuff, but I'm still congested, and it's not like I'm sick, because I'm not. It's stomach acid. This is a mess. So Leslie B told me to increase the Pepsid, not the Pepsid, the Prilosec to 40 milligrams, which I guess is the pharmacy, like the prescription strength. So I did that, and that worked for like 5 hours, and then it didn't work anymore. So I'm just going to keep going on. But let me say hi to you. I'm Patty Wilson. This is Patty's Playhouse, and I'm talking about stomach acid. Not really. I won't at all. But I do have a cough drop in my mouth, in case you think I'm like stumbling over my words. Hey, tennis girl, you're in town, unpacked and ready to chat. So tennis girl is now a flight attendant. And that is the reason I would never have been a flight attendant. It's the packing and the unpacking, and the packing and the unpacking. And worried, did I bring everything? Did I not bring everything? Tennis girl, how many times a week are you packing? Like, ugh. That would be really hard for me. I'd have to wear layers or something. Hey, Debbie, how are you? Hi, Patty from Mexico. Or as some people call me, Party. Hey, Jennifer, how are you? How am I feeling? I'm feeling good. I slept, I went to bed at like 8:30 last night because it's just the coughing. It keeps you fatigued. And then this morning, my husband comes in, and he's no longer driving. He has what they call moderate dementia. And he came in and asked if I would take him to church. And I was like, no, I'm taking you to church. Then I thought, you'll be fine by that time, because we woke up so early. And I did take him to church. And then I went to my church. So sometimes he goes to his own, and then I always go to mine. I don't like going to his. And so that's fine. And I picked him up, and we went to Sam. So I did okay. I came in here and wrote an appraisal. So I did work. I did my real estate business. I have more to do tomorrow. I've got to do my taxes for September 15th. So that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, and taking some photos. Hey, Norma, how are you? You thought I might be resting. No, I got to work. Someone yesterday or Friday asked me if I wanted to take over 18 properties to manage, and I've been deciding. I just don't see me doing it, but I'm going to look at it. I have questions for the group that own it, and how much. Like, do they just want me to collect checks? That's easy. I can do that and process the check. The rest, Ugh, property management is so bad. Hey, Anya, how are you? Hi, Marta. Hey, Lexi Lynn. Nice to see you. Hey, Brady Star. How's your reflux? Well, I hope I answered that. But I have my new glasses on. See them? For that company called Firmo. They're so comfy. And I like them because they're not like my other glasses. Everything is reflective. And these are not. So I like them for right now. I like changing out my glasses. I have about 20 pair of readers, but these are prescriptions, so it's nice. Hey, Debbie Bright, how are you? How's it going? I know, but I like being called Party. Hey, Chris B, glad you're catching me live too. It's nice to see you. I'm so happy you're having a show. Oh, I'm just going to rant. I did redact that list. Hold on 1 second. I did redact. So once I say hi to everybody, I'll show you the defense witness list because it's going to be, hopefully, they'll both show up, the defense attorneys. Please hit smash. Coercive control. Hope you're feeling better. Do I sound better? How's this sound? How's this mic sound? That's what I was telling you. Before I had to go grab a tissue. John Steinbeck, Carl Steinbeck's brother, very nice gentleman. And he is a gentleman. And we're sitting at a table and he's like, Patty, what kind of mic do you use? And I immediately did not want to respond, right? Because I knew there was a problem. And I told him, he goes, are you using this guy? I said, no, it's a Yeti. He goes, oh. And then I knew it. And so he sent me a couple recommendations. So I got this one. And he's like, Patty, once you get the right sound, people will notice. You won't even have to show your face. Look at Roberta Glass. So I have a new mic. And we'll see. I do like that there's a little touch piece on the mic. This is it. That you just mute. It's not a hard thing. It's nice. I think it's easy. It was easy to set up, of course. Everything's plug and play. You saw something about magnesium for reflux. So I always eat a banana every day because I take blood pressure medication, even though I'm borderline not needing blood pressure medication anymore. But I take it anyway because the fluid makes me feel better. And so I always have a banana for the potassium. But lately, I've been taking it at night, the banana. Eat the banana before I go to bed. And my sleep is 100% different. It's so odd to me how one little change like that could make your sleep. And I'll usually have like tea, an herbal tea, and I put a little cinnamon in it. Same thing. Cinnamon's supposed to help your sleep. Yay to you being on today. Well, thank you, Chrissy D. Thank you. Nice to see you. Hey, Gladys. I saw you in My Father's Alibi and True Crime Wifey chat. I was listening while I was writing my appraisal, and I heard your name shouted out. I didn't get to read any of the comments. You unpacked so fast to chat with you all right. When Allison's stream was ending, I was ready to go. Oh, I bet. I mean, it's just the packing and unpacking. Like, I would need a separate closet because I would need to know everything is okay and everything is one space, especially for the hair. Look how white it is now. It's so white. God, I feel like I should color it. It looks like I don't have hair. Hey, Chris, how are you? Hi, She-Fly. How are you? Love the glasses. Thank you. Yep, thank you very much. They're very light. I only like light glasses, and I really only like, the molded plastic with the nose part, because I'm hard on things, and I don't, although I have sunglasses right here. I have a lot of glasses. It's a thing. And they have the nose pieces here. And these are from Temu, but they are so lush. These are sunglasses, but they're not really sunglasses because you can see, but God, I love them so much. They were like $2 or some nonsense. So I have to be real gentle with them because I'm afraid they're going to just crack in my hand. But I do love them. Hey, Mimi. Mimi, 2 dogs, and everyone here in Tallahassee. Nice to see you. Hey, Ran. You hate packing. I do too. I inevitably, I'm known for it. And I really try to tuck everything together and not forget something, but inevitably I do. It's like my Christmas gifts from my kids. Inevitably, I would find a Christmas gift in April. It's horrible. Hey, John Smith, how's it going? Patty, it's not a cold. It is not a cold, and I have water, and I keep drinking water. It's all I drink now. Water. Nothing fun. Well, I mean, put flavor in it once in a while, but hey, Sade, how's it going? She is a flight attendant. Dad was American. Cool job. So you had reflux bad. I think I have a hiatal hernia. Take the Omnit, which is Prilosec, 1 a day, 14-day treatment, and also a Zantac on top of that if it tries to start back up. God, it's just so weird that not eating has created that. Today I had a mass said for my uncle, passed away at the age of 99. We also had a baptism, thinking of the loss to Markel family, and Dan would have influenced justice for Dan. Thanks, D love of God. Hey, baby possum. How cute is that? Deanna's praying for my husband and I. Thank you. He had a good day today. I know it's day to day. I think we're all day to day. If I got philosophical about it, we're all kind of day to day. He had a good day. He was really happy. He remembered to call me after his service, his church service, to tell me he was ready to go. That is a big thing, because even well before any diagnosis for memory, I would say, Chris, call me and we'll go do whatever. And he wouldn't call. It drove me nuts. So today he called. He is on Aricept, 10 milligrams, and he is on meloxicam for the pain. So he's been a lot less agitated than he has been. So it's been about, I'd say, 12 days since he just flew off the coop at me. Just yelled at me for nonsense, which I handle so well. But he hasn't been as agitated. And in fact, I said, Chris, please clear out your shoes. He must have he's a shoeaholic. He's got probably 30 to 40 pairs of sneakers. And I was like, just go through them. And whatever you don't want, we'll just give away. It's been weeks. But he sent me a text today saying he did it. So we'll see when I get home. Any progress is progress to me. I'm dying for this trial to end next week so we can see a Wendy arrest. You know what slayed me? When we were listening to the Pat Sanford cross-examination, and he was going back and forth whether the state was going to file a warrant or not. What the hell does it take for the state to file a warrant? What do you need? I mean, I don't know. The guy's already driving to Miami. That's this county or this whatever circuit it is. It is unbelievable what Jack Campbell does. He will not piss or get off the pot. The guy's already driving to Miami, and you're not sure if you're going to get an arrest warrant? That pissed me off. It really did. I mean, that's what we live with here. File the warrant. It's not like it's one and done. They can't refile a warrant, right? It's not like you get one arrest and you don't rearrest. If you chose not to do it, why would you do that? It's so frustrating for us. Somebody help me. Cute glasses, Patty. They look good on you. Thank you. They're very masculine, but I like it. I have a masculine, head. Sorry about that. Ask Harvey, property mismanagement, cash rents only. Yeah. You know that in real estate, the number one way to go to prison is property management. It really is. Thank you guys for the glass compliment. You were going to say something about John. Oh, I don't remember. I don't. Oh, John Steinbeck. I think I answered it. Hi, Barbara. Chewing gum can stimulate saliva production, which helps neutralize stomach acid. I chew gum all the time because I have a thing about chewing. Mastication is very important to me because it makes me feel like I've eaten and I haven't. Who thinks Charlie will take the stand? Good question. He's here. He's excited. He was happy to get out of that van. Let's see if I can pull that video up. That was an odd video. Tanika's 2 cents. Please go like and subscribe to her. She was kind enough to put that up there and do a freedom of information and get Charlie's. It's just so bizarre to me. I have been playing on YouTube a lot today. Here it is. So bizarre. I might slow it down.
Man, thank you so much, man.
Charlie,
Yes, sir.
we are
Oh, well, I'm muted. Lip readers, I got it. Patty's just chattering away. I looked down and saw it. Nope, I'm just talking to myself all over the place. Anyway, here's the sound. Here's the thing. There you go. So James Todd Murphy, he's an expert in, let me get the one that's not redacted. Just talking to myself, talking away. I have so many documents that says Wendy is a hoe. You just see it. Wendy is a hoe. Wendy is a hoe. Okay, so James Todd Murphy is from Omaha, Nebraska. He is an expert, but I don't know what in. Hold on. Does anyone know? Oh, he's the media tracking guy from True Scope that did the Koberger thing that they didn't care about. So that's who that is. Of course, Wendy, she's on the defense list, but they're not going to call her. Susan Brotman, that was the attorney friend with Donna that was in the it wasn't. Now you can't hear now? Oh yeah, you can hear me because I said Wendy is a hoe. Okay. I have a lot of files that say Wendy is a hoe in my phone, on my computer. I don't see anybody coming from California. Anybody. Nobody. I mean, he said it, but what date was this done? 7/21/05. Now they could be coming from California by way of California. There's a guy named Roloff Digital Forensics. Investigating electronic. That's this guy. So they are from Spokane. Investigating electronic evidence in a criminal law proceeding. We assist criminal defense and prosecution in all branches of the armed forces, blah, blah, blah. Cloud-based evidence. What is he going to say? What's he going to say? Like, it doesn't make any sense. That was Zelman. He doesn't know geography. That's lush. That's awesome. I can't imagine any of Donna's friends testifying. So Roloff says his services are digital forensics. I'm sorry, but you're never going to be able to refute Chris Corbett. It's just not going to happen. Mobile forensics, global positioning, cell site location, drone, cloud service. It must be this group. It has to be. And so they're down here. They're down in N&O. Kelsey Guay, I know they depositioned because I saw her name on a deposition. Tarana Khan, who's that? Does anyone know who that is? An MD. Mitigation specialist. She's from Georgia. So she's an investigator. She lives here in town. AA Legal Focus has a video of it. Let me show you. or a comment about it. Tarana Khan. Hold on. Says the state will be deposing Tarana Khan, last name misspelled as Khan, a private investigator who did work for the defense. She was a mitigation specialist paralegal for the Federal Defender's Office out of Macon. She still shows up on their website. So a private investigator. Tara Kwas, I think she would testify if Katie gave her permission. So she just doesn't have anything to say, right? That's exactly. Is it Matt Roloff's brother? Stop. Is it Josiah? There is a Josiah, but that was a son of Zach Roloff. He has 3 kids now. Lord have mercy. They conceded the writing exam. I don't know. Who are they following around? Jeffrey Lacoste? Who could they follow around that would make sense? Who's not already incarcerated? All of Donna's friends have been sitting with Harvey, the imaginary ones. Who is Matt Roloff? They had a reality show, and they were dwarfs. It was Little People, Big World. And then, shockingly, the husband on the show left the wife, which slays me to this moment. Like, whatever. You don't think Tara Kwas is honest? I don't think she's going to be able to testify because Katie has to get permission, and Katie just was already there for the state. My husband is distracting me with some guy who stole a kid's autograph cap. Oh my God. Do you miss that? That was like they call it a CEO from Poland, and he literally got his butt blasted. The guy who stole the cap from the US Open match, the tennis match. Tennis players given it's a baseball cap, but a cap to a little boy. And he literally ripped it out from his hand. And then, disgustingly, his attorney in Poland said it was nothing of value, so it really wasn't theft. It went on and on, all these legalese. And I thought, this is why people don't like attorneys. Even the Polish ones. Like, make it make sense. Do you know? So I don't know. You never cared for Tara Kwas. So she was far too invested in Katie to be any good. I mean, I can't imagine Zelman and Fulford have anything to say except nonsense. So let's go back to it. Richard Chagrin is married to Susan Brotman. Let's see what they look like. Richard, I guess they've been friends for a long time, right? But they were in the condo, that very cold, disgusting condo. Oh my, here she is. She does real estate law. Susan J. Bring it up for Susan. Woohoo! The lawyer who listens. I'll say she listened to that freaking tape going, didn't she? Hilarious to me. The lawyer who listens, not just an attorney, but truly a counselor at law. But she didn't advise her client to hang up the phone. Dumbass. Here she is. Susan J. and her daughter, Kara. Experienced, knowledgeable, honest, ethical. Understanding. You don't see her face showing up behind me or in front of me, do you? Whether it be an individual matter or a business issue, Susan J. Brotman, as clients experience a sense of calm, She couldn't calm her client down there, did she? Absolutely hilarious. Hi, Forensic. How are you? Speaks volumes if they've been friends for a long time. Ugh. You wonder how Dan and Wendy's house was decorated when they were together. Not with new stuff, okay? The home when it was sold, I don't know if it's still on here in the MLS because they dump listings after so many years. I haven't looked at it in a while. So this is the house. They took the photos out. The photos are gone by the agents. Hold on. Let me see if I can find them. I don't know if I saved them myself or not. Yeah, they took the photos out. I have it on a video somewhere. I don't blame them for taking them out. I mean, someone was watching. Huh. Yeah, they're gone. Off any listing. They removed them. Sorry, Wilt. But I did a video on it and I'd have to go back and find it. But I found that I bet she doesn't look a thing like this. I bet Susan looks nothing like this now. Just something tells me she hasn't updated her website in a bit. That's where I found an owl vanity mirror in the half bath, but I did a show on it. I don't know. I didn't hear that, Debbie. She's talking about, did you hear when George Kappelman said the icon? I'm sure she knows that they're on in Bristol Towers. I just don't know. I wonder how many will actually be called. You know, that's what's his face said. Remember Dan Rashbaum was like, I need a week. He had two. Charlie and Kristen Adamson. Kristen Adamson was Wendy's last divorce attorney that Dan threatened. Lisa Carey, I told you, is a real estate agent. Timothy Kelly is a real estate agent. He's the one that sold them the Trescott house. I have no idea what he would be contributing to in this case. The poor guy, I don't even know. Now, Lisa is the one where Wendy was listening to the voicemail in interrogation. That was Lisa Carey. Linda Bailey. She's an expert. In what? What is she an expert in? Oh, marital law. I think she was her attorney at one point too, as I recall. Eddie Varn, Score Investigations and Consulting. Anybody know that name? Score Investigations. Eddie Varn's PI. Oh, heavens. He looks like it. Tallahassee, went to FSU. Senior investigator with AIG for 18 years. That's a lot of insurance investigation. Licensed PI firm that is discreetly and effectively serving the PI and confidential information needs of a wide range of clients. Who, Drina? She's in jail. Patricia Bird? Also in jail. I mean, I don't know when Drina was out last, but looks like she's been in for a bit. Could who be made to testify for Donna? I don't know who. If you're going to ask a question, just please let me know who you mean, because I don't know who they is. I don't know. It says, at a minimum, a chick whose brother was convicted of red rum of her ex. Some people that think the defense won't call any witnesses. Well, he did tell Judge Everett, Stephen Everett's the judge for this Donna Adelson trial, that the person was coming in tonight, Sunday night, and then they were leaving Tuesday night. And they were coming from California. Fulford and her air quotes are diabolical. I didn't notice she had air quotes. What was she saying that she had air quotes? I don't know why anyone would date a murderer or a brother of a I don't know. I don't know. I noticed Esquire's for an attorney, but I didn't know what kind she was when it said expert. You think the witness list is pretty lame? I'm like, why all these PIs are for? You could see Wendy decorating a house in boring and gross colors. Everything was brown. So you're on it. You're on it, Wilt. It was all brown. Brown, 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 brown. I don't think Wendy was interested in decor. No, the house when they bought it was the same as when it was sold. No worries, Patty. I've just wondered how the house was decorated when they were married. For some reason, I imagine arguing over decor. I don't. Thank you, David. Very nice of you. Kind of getting over it myself, but I thank you. You find Zelman worse than Jackie. Damn. I think he's so bad. When he was trying to, and I mean trying, to cross-examine Pat Sanford, and Pat Sanford was having a hard time keeping a straight face. He is so bad. I don't mean to fat shame, but when you have so much net fat that it goes over your collar, do something about it. How do you breathe? And I mean this as a nurse. Like, I'm serious. His head looks like it's going to blow at times. Like, he gets so frustrated with his own lack of experience in this kind of matter, is my guess. He is so bad. He presents bad. He looks bad. He talks bad. He just is out of his league. And I hate thinking that Daniel Rashbaum was a better choice. Sanford is the best. And he was completely like, I can't believe you're trying this, buddy. I make you laugh. I'm so sorry. My dad had that. So I come from like experience on it as far as my dad, or even my own weight. You know, I was 325 and you're just fat. How do you breathe? And you just see him and he's trying to present. And I'm like, dude, stop. Whatever you're spitting into that cup, stop it. It just doesn't, it's just not good. I think both of Donna's attorneys are horrible. I also think she deserves them. I feel bad coming from a person who's still overweight, significantly on the insurance scale. We're talking about insurance, but I can breathe now. You love Sanford's facial expressions. He can't even help it. The best one, which I don't even think I could pull it up quickly unless somebody knows of a clip, is when Georgia Kappelman asks him, when do you think she should have been served a warrant? And he goes, in my personal experience. And Zelman, objection. Like, that was the best. That was the best. Because he was going to say, like, 4 years ago. Creative man. He's a local lawyer who doesn't have a ton of money. Who? His clothes don't fit properly and look sloppy. I don't think he's married anymore. I don't know if he's married. I don't know. He lives in Crawfordville, which is a town south of us. Fulford lives in Crawfordville. So now you know why they wanted McCullough jail instead of Leon County. How about Jeff adjusting his chair up and down? He's a restless dude. That was funny to watch. I still think he looks like a Wizard of Oz lion. Most do podcasts. It's close to all the good defense attorneys in Tallahassee couldn't rep her. I don't think they would. I mean, I don't think they would. I think they asked. But they could have gone outside of town. They could have gone to like Gainesville, anywhere in North Florida, the whole stretch above Gainesville they could have done. I love it. Zelman is so unprepared and always shuffling papers like he did not practice what to ask. Donna for sure will appear for bad defense. I'm going to give Leslie Brown a tip. She does these crime in a minute on TikTok. And I would suggest that if you could go through the hours of testimony and go, Judge, I need a minute, and just do repetitive, Judge, I need a minute, Judge, I need a minute, Judge, I need a minute. And like, my desk is a mess right now because I brought stuff in for my truck and I have to sort it and go through it. I don't have the ability to turn the camera right now and have you look at it, but that's what they like, binders of crap. And they're just constantly going through, Judge, I need a minute, Judge, I need a minute. Why? Like, you should know what you're doing for the day and cut it. You only have so much time, dude. Court's expensive. You've got 2 young girls sitting on the side. The one, all she's doing is molesting Donna. That's all she's doing. Donna's got like PTSD from getting her back rubbed in the jail. And you got this girl like rubbing her. What are you doing? And you got 2 girls that could help you. You know what they do? They look down. Can you blame them? I would be so embarrassed. I'd be like, look, it's a great gig, but I gotta go. Like, there's a beach calling my name. One girl's super cute. Go. What are you doing? 2 young girls, and you can't find a piece of paper. And then the other one's rubbing Donna up and down. I don't know. You laugh when Jackie was dragging around that podium thing, was trying to make people laugh. It was such a lame attempt at humor. It wasn't good. Their jokes don't fall. It doesn't fall. You know what I mean? This trial is a big enough rabbit hole. Hope you're doing well. Oh, nice. Is it true that Jackie seemed annoyed with Josh before trial one day last week? I have absolutely no idea. I have to tell you, I don't know. But I would be annoyed. But then how could she be annoyed when she didn't show up? I was wondering. Judge was like, yep, we're starting early. Comes out, talks to the gallery like he does every day. Judge Everett comes down, talks to the gallery. Says, yep, no photos of witnesses. Turn your phones off. Very professional of him. He comes back. It's going to be another half hour. Go tell the jury. Donna hasn't had some rubbing in a while. Not since that girl in the jail. Guess if you're paying someone, Donna, it's okay to get rubbed down. But if you get a freebie in the jail bathroom, that's a problem. I hope Donna was in protective custody over the weekend. Yes, she is. When they're in trial, they're not free to just like have their hours. Everything about her team is unprepared. Too bad they don't have. Oh, can you imagine the shit she is telling them behind the scenes about how unprepared they are? They all look miserable with her. All look miserable. So the other day, before Drina and Patricia were to testify, remember Donna got up and she had to hold up her hand. Before that, sidebar, course, and the judge, I guess, informed Zelman that he had to talk to his client about the two girls coming in and he wanted their consent, that this is the theory of your defense. It was like 15 minutes. And judge is like, did you do it? And he goes, I haven't talked to her yet, judge. She's right there. What are you doing? What are you all doing? They had a moment to go outside the courtroom and talk. It's buffoonery. It's buffoonery. Patty, you know why they started late, right? Jackie took a sleeping pill. How does that happen? Let's just say that little rumor is true. How do you accidentally take a sleeping pill? Now, I'm a responsible pill taker. I read every label on every bottle I have before I take it. Because otherwise, I'm up pissing all night because of a blood pressure medicine, right? You read your labels. How do you accidentally take one? I think Trashy Rashy would have been a better lawyer. That's what I'm saying. It's a shame. And he had nothing to work with either. I would love to be a little mouse hearing everything she is telling or demanding to the defense who is running the show. Not just that, the bailiffs downstairs in the holding cells. How do you accidentally take a sleeping pill? You got the glasses on. You know the shape of the pill. This is national news, international YouTube. Everybody and their brother's watching. Christopher, my husband, goes to his church. It's called a Unity Church. And he's like, Patty, all of the people know who you are. They're watching you on YouTube. They're watching you in the back. I was like, oh, nice. Tell them thank you. Everybody is watching this channel. I mean, not the channel, but the court. Everybody. Everyone in town. My girlfriend, Lala, she works with a girl named, I won't say, begins with an E. And she wanted her to take her down Monroe to see if they could catch a glimpse of Joel from STS. I was like, and she goes, it was at lunchtime. I said, well, he probably would have been outside anyway. So, but like everybody is watching this trial. It's got to be massive ratings. I have 600 people in here now, which is great. Welcome. But no way do you just like not go to court on time. You're 60. You've been doing this for years. You were a judge. This trial is so huge that Jay did a live last day and came out of semi-retirement to discuss shaming of Jay. He's a funny guy. He's super funny. She defiantly had melatonin with vodka. Oh, nice. Brooke wishes Robert Adelson peace in his life. I'm sure when he left this town that night, when he flew back to his beloved New York State with his beloved wife and kids, he was very happy. There was like a pall over him, right? There was just this, like a pall of grief over Robert Adelson that I pray that when he left, he was able to get rid of that. I want it to turn out that Jackie is Harvey's side piece, and that's the only reason he's present in the courtroom. My God. Patricia, come on. It's Sunday night before a federal holiday. Scarvy is done. Scarvy has done all of that. It seems as though the lawyers are setting Donna up for appeal purposefully. You know, I heard that it's really hard to get that ineffective counsel going, though. Who thinks she's going to testify? a lot of new creators following this trial too. I know. I see them. And some of the new creators, I wish them all well because it's a hard thing to do is start a YouTube. It really is. But some just absolutely do not know the case. Twitter, this chick named, what is her name? Lizbeth. You don't know the case. You pretend like you know the case. You got the followers like you know the case, but you have no idea what this case is about. She's gotten more than one thing wrong on her posts in Twitter and X. Like, you don't know the case. There's a lot of people that don't know the case. We were talking again before mass. There's so many little innuendo type things, and listening to My Father's Alibi today with True Crime Wifey was a guest. It was a great show, and they were talking about all the nuances of this trial that can get misconstrued or reverse the timing of. It's a very hard case to follow. And you come into right now, we're in the 4th act, hopefully of 5. And then you read people say, well, I don't think there's enough evidence against Donna. Well, it's because you don't know the case. And this isn't a Karen Reed thing. You know, it's not entirely based on opinion and very, to me, an overcharge for Karen Reed. I think she was completely overcharged. And I've said that from the beginning, that you don't know the case. Like, if you have no idea how much Donna has against her, that license plate number, the 2 vehicles for Jeffrey Lacoste, the driving up here in a rental car and then driving back. They mentioned that in My Father's Alibi. What kind of rental car did they drive back in? Was it a van? Was it a U-Haul? That was True Crime Wifey. Changing the kids' names. Donna using the Evite system to say Wendy, Ben, Lincoln, Adelson. And then I love how Pat Sanford on the stand keeps calling them the Markel boys, because that's what they are. That's what I say. They're not the Adelsons. The rental at the Continuum, her constantly saying her parents weren't wealthy. Mary Hall, the forensic accountant, saying that Wendy had plenty of money to buy a house. It's all a lie. Wendy standing there or sitting there absolutely lying about removing her name from the title of the Truscott house. And she has consistently said the same story about, which is a lie. It has not been, she did not quit claim that house to Dan Markel. It did not happen. Someone emailed me and said, do I have proof? I said, yeah, it's in the tax records. A quit claim, which is QUIT, claim, is recorded. It was never recorded. There was no quit claim removing her name. Just didn't happen. So there's so much evidence against Donna. The money, the phone calls, the audio, the bump, her reaction to the bump, that she called Charlie, that Charlie only called Katie, that Wendy and Katie were on the beach, that they lied about who took the photo because it was Charlie. The boob job, the one boob, that he was joking with Junam Chinda about buying one boob. The offer of veneers from these 2 girls in jail, and noodles, and a trailer, and a grand piano. There's so much against Donna. It's Perry Mason. Friday was a Perry Mason day. And for those that are on Twitter or YouTube or in chats, some people just want to see if their name gets published on a chat, I think, which is fine. I try to publish everybody. But there's so much evidence against this woman. Unless a juror's on the take, it'll be guilty. Like, I was more concerned about Charlie being found not guilty because of that guy that was on the jury panel than I am this. I have no question it'll be guilty. If you're over the age of 12, you would believe this woman is guilty. And some people like the handwriting in the planner. Katie, the handwriting expert from the state of Florida, FDLE. Amazing. She was absolutely amazing. The W, the T's, the N, and the S's, and how they combine. Who else? And then they're like, we concede that's her handwriting. Well, then you just conceded the entire case. You conceded the entire case, and we're done. You hope we're getting a new Dateline and a new 2020. So Dateline producers have consistently been inside the courtroom. Dennis Murphy from Dateline has been inside the courtroom. Sitting next to me often is a lady who does the documentaries for 2020. So yes, there are people inside the courtroom who are interested in furthering the story for Dan Markel. Hi, Patty, watching and listening from Sydney, Australia. Question, what was the story about Harvey and his headphones? I wasn't in the courtroom at that time. I have no idea why they had headphones on them. I was in the media room, so I can't say. Georgia Peach says she drives an hour and 20 minutes to get to court on time, and I wanted to thank her. So thank you for being on today. So she sent my husband a package. So I just want to thank you for that. It was very nice of you. She came and met. We had lunch together. It was really sweet. It's the fake cancer, Patty Johnson. Got her pills mixed up. Yeah, you don't forget or like accidentally take a sleeping pill. Jay was awesome last night. That's good to hear. He's very funny. I like him very much. Movie producers. We're in the gallery on Friday. They've been in and out. They've been in and out this whole time. More like a second all with 4 drinks. God, is it 1950 that second all is being passed around? Sorry, I have to put another cough drop. If I don't have something in my mouth right now at all times, it's a bitch. I ain't gonna lie. I know it doesn't sound good, but it's the truth. I gotta have something in my mouth all the time. What will Donna do when she sees Charlie? Same thing she saw when she saw Wendy. Hold on one second. Had to throw that away. They don't call Charlie, the whole conflict issue is void. Right? Robert, that is true. When I think about it, like you said, the whole idea with Dan was the conflict issue. And if they don't call Charlie, that would be voided out. Very great point, tinfoil. Robert will probably grieve over what has become of his family of origin for a long time. I think we do. I mean, it's how therapists make all that money, right? Family of origin. First question you ask, how many siblings do you have? What order are you in? I've been to therapy a lot. You wanted to hug Rob after he testified. The judge who was booted off the bench, which is hard to do. I just want to vomit a little thinking of Scarvy and Jackie. So Scarvy happened by accident last week, or what day was it? Yesterday? Anyway, I was saying Harvey was scary, but it came out Scarvy, and we're just going to stick with it. Scarvy is now his name. Jay had a picture of a woman with him at lunch asking who she was, a side piece. Let me see. I have a photo I took. If anybody knows from Tallahassee, hold on. I've seen the guy before, but I don't know who it is. Let me get it. I didn't even think about asking you all, but I should have. I don't know who it is, but maybe you all will. Especially if you're from here. This is them. We were all in the Metro Deli together. Anybody from here know who this guy is? They got out of an Uber. I bounced around looking at all the live runs, and it was I don't know who these are, STS, GTC, and that didn't even include Court TV. It was tens of thousands watching the lives. You think she'll testify? You think she'll testify? I'm so sick of Donna in a cable knit sweater. It's those whole Menendez brother things. Remember Menendez brother? They all wore pastels. The female attorney who looks like hell now. She's in her 80s. But she's like, there's such wee lads, the wee lads. So it's cool right now. I have 717 in the chat, and 717 is my area code for Harrisburg. So it's pretty cool. You all think she's going to testify. What is everyone going to watch when the trial is over? I believe Dr. Rob had a friend with him from Albany, New York, suggested it may have been his rabbi. So glad he would have had support. Good to you. Thank you, Brady, for pointing that out. You know, I love, but she has a lot of facts wrong too, because she's only been following this for 2 years, but I love her, so I don't correct her. Emily D. Baker. A lot of people do, and I do correct them. Like, I don't correct them. I just adjust what they're saying, and I say, it's right here. I'm now iffy on Donna Rhea testifying. That just flew out of my mouth. Donna Rhea. She has appellate attorneys, and I bet they're advising her not to. I hope they're not. I mean, I would love for her to testify. That's a YouTube for years, just going over that stuff. They picked the worst case to start with. It's comical because it's such a difficult case, because you have Sigfredo, you have Katie Magbanua. The first case, of course, ended in a hung trial because one juror who was pregnant at the time couldn't put a mom in prison. Well, what the hell were you doing on the prison? Anyway, Katie Magbanua, again, convicted easily done. Charlie convicted easily. But the Charlie and Katie Magbanua relationship was so bizarre that Georgia touched on it a lot in Sarah Catherine on Friday about all the friendly text messages from Charlie to Katie, that there was clearly no fear from some extortion. So it was an amazing. You have another spider. Patricia, I'm sure in Britain they only ask the spiders to leave politely. It's not like here where we whack it and kill it. Why do you think Charlie is showing such happiness? I don't know, but he can't plead anything, but probably because he saw daylight for a minute. Many YouTubers are trying to figure out how to get to CrimeCon by the end of the week with the defense case still happening. Fair play. I'm not going. You think she will testify? Have seen so many creators getting this wrong. You and Roberta are my two go-to. Well, thank you. Very nice of you. But it really is like the people I was chatting with earlier today, I was like rattling off details in there. I'm like, I need to know it. First of all, I know it because I've been following, but you need to know it. If you're going to talk about something, you got to know what you're talking about. Even Megyn Kelly did something about the trial and mispronounced everything. That's what I don't get. Like, I call her Katie Magbanua to be funny, but I'm sure it's Katie Magbanua. But to me, I think I'm funnier if I just fuck up her name. Sigfredo, I've called Siegfried because it's a much funnier name since the beginning. He's Siegfried. Charlie, we've called him a variety of names. They've got to be upset about the money that they're paying and what they're getting out of it. You wish the Over My Dead Body producers would do a follow-up and invite Wendy. There's a lot of new evidence that the prosecution has been breadcrumbing all the way in this trial. I give content creators 3 strikes on their knowledge of a case. 3 strikes and I'm leaving with a thumbs down. They need to do the work. Yeah, it's really hard when you don't live here. You don't know the streets. You don't know the number of speed bumps. You don't know how wide the road is. You don't know the trip from the Cameron Chase, Aqua Ridge Road, which is Cameron Chase neighborhood, which is in the Clarn area, all the way down to Trescott. You don't know it. It wasn't like people will be on YouTube or people will be on X. That's really, people do that all the time. They go past their house. She already said she hated going past the house. Be consistent. She didn't go past the house all the time. She went past the house one time. Probably walked to it because there's a sidewalk there. And Lewis says he saw her. He only had photos, remember? Because he couldn't read English. So they gave the guys photos. Photos. So that's why Lewis knew who it was, because of a picture. What picture did they share? I wonder if Monica Reynolds, the private investigator that was working with Lewis, getting him ready to testify, I wonder if they ever asked Lewis, what was the photo? Which photo was it of Dan Markel, so you knew who it was? That was the other piece of evidence that we wouldn't have known, Robert Adelson. Robert Adelson gets on the stand against his mother and says, Donna says to him in a phone call, oh, whatever happened to Dan? Donna says, they knocked on the front door and said, are you Dan Markel? And he said, yes, and they shot him. Dan's the only witness to that. Unless they told Donna what happened. Hook, line, sinker, she's guilty. They didn't knock on the door. I believe that's what was supposed to have happened. But it all went so fast, they didn't wait, and they just shot him in the garage. Twice. One in between the eyes. He never made it into the house. But the theory a lot of times in this chat has been that Wendy was supposed to come up on him, get into the house, and then find him in the house, right? That's not what happened. But when Robert said that, if any of the jurors missed it, I would be shocked. How else would they know the story? How else would she know it? Unless she was told that story. You love the name Tato and Tuto. Donna, like Charlie, will think they can manipulate. I thought she was about, I don't now. She will fall apart on the stand. How can she explain what she told and wanted those 2 Gerald girls to do and the plate number? She can't. It worries me that new people following the case don't think she's guilty. I hope the jurors don't fall in the same trap. The jury doesn't know the case like we do. Stay tuned, Wendy. So that is a little worrying to me. Donna moving Wendy around 30 days before murder and using her maiden name. Wendy removing the children's artwork from the Aqua Ridge house. Parents don't do that. Parents don't take artwork down unless they're moving or painting. And really, that was the whole house was artwork. She didn't have any art, like adult art on a wall. She had her kids' drawings on the wall. The house was pretty scarce that Georgia showed. Why else would you take the artwork down unless you're moving? You knew you were moving because you planned to hit. They were being called Adelson before the murder, and that was the Evite. Patty, why do you think Charlie was jubilant on the recording of him in the van? It's daylight. I mean, I'm not going to go too deep on that. He was daylight. And he's very charming. He's psychotic. So he's very charming. Dan Rashbaum looks like Perry Mason next to Jackie and Josh. So Yasindra said Charlie was at the beach, and Katie said he wasn't. If he wasn't, then Wendy and Kay definitely spoke, probably through WhatsApp. I think he was at the beach, and I think he took the photo. Patty, does the jury get to see the younger pictures of Donna? Yes, everything that's been published is evidence. That way they know how spry and fit she was, opposed to the cosplay geezer she's portraying now. True. Wendy is a ho-ho-ho. The family is diabolical. No moral compass at all. Wendy's working on her defense as we speak. Liz says she can't follow those that aren't up to speed. Mia says Wendy and people like her are completely unaware of how clearly everyone else sees through them. She's hugely underestimating people, which she will do with the jury at her trial. And she is going to trial. Speaking of Scarby, he checks out all the female butts when they go by him, including Georgia's. Watch him. I will have to look. My nose is just, sorry. Brady, I hope Rob did have support, because it was very hard to believe his entire family are murderers. I think Donna's going to lie. Well, if she gets on the stand, she's going to lie. It's like she got on the stand when she was, oh my God, it was so incredible. When she got on the stand and she was going for that re-bail hearing and she wanted to get out and her back was sore. She had the sciatica. She had the narrow ear canals. She had all this stuff, and they were just going to Vietnam to relax. That's why they were going. It was just, they'd been there before, and it was a place to relax. I think Wendy is scared. I see a difference this time on the stand. I believe a lot of us feel that way. Wendy was definitely more subdued, less bitchy, less snarky, didn't go at Georgia the way she did the last time, didn't try to correct. She lied again, though. Vertical lines. It was pixelated. And Jeffrey Lacoste, about that TV is 5, has been consistent in all 4 trials, right? He has said the TV was pixelated every single trial. Wendy comes out with a new story saying it had vertical lines. Something you don't have to lie about. Just say it was broken. Honestly, how did they pick Donna? Why a DUI attorney? I just don't think anybody would do it. If Donna walks, they won't go after Wendy. I believe that. Katie's still lying. She said Sigfredo must have known Dan's schedule from the info in the envelope that she gave him at the beginning of the year. She said she didn't know Lewis went with him. Ow. Yeah, she lied. She lied. How will Donna act when she sees her beloved Charlie? I think I answered that. I always refer to them as Ben and Lincoln Markel, strange as it sounds with the hope with them. I don't think it sounds strange. I call them the Markel boys all the time. Zelman is Jewish. Well, there's other Jewish attorneys in town. Hey, Tinkerbell, how are you? Patty, maybe Georgia should be informed about Wendy couldn't have removed her name for the property. I think she already knows. She's just not going to correct it. One boob. Yep, one boob he paid for. One boob. Let me go back. It would be epic if Wendy got arrested and the kids went to rob. It should be the Markels, but because of their age and the fact boys have been brainwashed, it could be a scenario. People coming in late about the case don't know. They do not, Sherry D. I mean, some might. Some might, like me. I mean, I came in after Charlie's conviction last, in 2023, but I knew the case. I was from here. It's different. I was just listening to Josh. I don't know who Josh is. He doesn't think Charlie is testifying. Dana assumed that this how it was going to go. I believe that's probably how it was supposed to go when they were planning it. But they shot him in the garage instead when Donna didn't know. Oh, Dana. You mean Donna assumed. Yeah, I think so too. Donna implicated Wendy's lawyer in her plot too, texting Wendy, "The truth is out. Your lawyer knew, but we couldn't tell you." John Lauro. Thoughts about Wendy's transcript testimony being released? You mean from the trial? From this trial? They'd released that all at the same time. The inverted earphones. That shows you how out of sync those attorneys are. So Donna had headphones on. I don't have any around here right now. But she had headphones on, and one was inside out. If your attorney or the two paralegals you're paying to keep an eye on that woman don't figure that out, you have a bigger problem. Those paralegals are useless. I just watched Wendy at Katie's second trial. I hadn't seen that. Talk about a bad actor. I believe Yindra said that she was interviewed by Jay in 2023 because Yara laughed about telling Katie to get Charlie's credit card before he went upstairs so they could put their drinks on it. I remember that. I don't think Wendy wanted to find him and be literally at the scene of the crime. I'm trying to remember. I think it was Gigi that reported there was an escalated request for Wendy's testimony already filed. I don't know. I don't know. Hold on. Does anyone know who this guy and girl are here live in Tallahassee? Guy and girl. She's not a girl. She's 80. But does anyone know who these people are with Harvey? I'm looking up the public records real quick for Wendy's testimony. Then I got to go home. It's 8 o'clock. Case is so long. Sorry. Trial reset. What's it say? Case comments from court event. Court finds discovery violation. I already knew that. Transcript of jury trial. God, you guys are smart. Yeah. Shut up. It's 169 pages. Why would they do that? Thank you. Where'd it go? Thank you, Bling. Thank you very much. Oh, hold on. I got to go on YouTube and give my other ones away. Thank you for reminding me of that. Thank you, Debbie Martin. Thank you, Sheepfly. I was muted. Oh my God. Hold on. I have 5 to give away for the month. I have 5 to give away for the month. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Where is it? There we go. I just sent 5. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Sherry D. Thank you very much. Very nice of you. So, woohoo, get to this. Get to this. Get to this, Patty. Here it is. Aristotle, you're smarter than the average bear. 169 pages. Anybody? Why would they do that? Why would they do that? I'm having, let me see if I can give away more. Hold on one second. There's 10 more. Thank you, guys. Chat is going green. Yeah. Who requested it? Doesn't say. Doesn't say. I gotta download it so I can keep it. Now, these are copied, so you can't do word searches on them, which kind of annoys me, but oh my God. Could it be? Could it be? Could it be? What's in the transcript? It's a direct examination. Hey, razzle dazzle. So Aristotle lovingly let me know that Gigi from True Lies and Alibis said that someone had requested Wendy's expert or her. So it's either the state or the defense, right? It's a bump on Wendy. Maybe Georgia ordered the transcript to help prepare for closing. Yeah, KDM has been holding back for about, I don't know, 11 years now. You're right. What was the issue with the boys' DNA? So for whatever, they always do that. So they asked, the next of kin, the boys would have been the DNA, would be the next of kin. That's why they do it. Because there was no telling who had done it, right? We didn't know who'd done it yet. So they asked for next of kin. Maybe they're getting ready. Oh, man. The chat's going fast. Here's checking out her channel. Go, girl. You sound New York to me. Thanks, Moms for Justice. Thanks for Patty for sharing. Expedited for a grand jury. What is it? Please explain. So the chat's going very fast, so I can't keep up with it and talk about this. So what this is right now is the testimony from Donna Adelson at Donna Adelson's trial, August 25th. So long ago now, right? John Laurel Esquire, direct examination by Kappelman, cross-examination by Fulford, redirect by Kappelman. And it gives you the page IDs. And then it gives you the evidence pages, right? What was presented. Proceedings, please raise your right hand. Direct, and she spelled her name. I'm from Coral Springs. I wish Georgia had said, where are you living? But she didn't say it. How are you employed? I'm an immigration attorney. How long? 06. Subpoena confers a type of immunity. Do you understand? I do. Which means that nothing you say here in court. I had to explain that to people today. The derivative immunity is not an overall immunity. It's only the immunity while she's sitting in the witness seat. And then she's only immune for what she says is the truth. If you lie, you're not immune. They're not challenging on her lies, right? Because they're going to do that in her own trial. if they give her the opportunity, like I was talking a minute ago about a quitclaim deed on the 2116 Trescott house, if they give her immunity on that corrections where she said 2 weeks after the divorce, I went and removed my name from the title, which I can easily prove she didn't. And Georgia said, hey, we can't find a quick claim. Are you sure you did that? And she goes, oh, that's right. I was going to do it, but I didn't do it. Then that's not a lie. She gives her the opportunity to correct herself, so she doesn't correct her. She lets it go and she goes to the next question. So that's why Georgia is very light on the questions to her. The vertical lines on the TV, she's not correcting her and saying, hey, the other 3 trials, you said it was pixelated or there was a crack or it looked like a shoe went in it or you thought your kids went in it. She's not doing any of that, any of it. She's just letting her lie and moving on. I only was concerned. This was the other one that pissed me off. She said with a roadblock. Now it's a roadblock. It wasn't a tree down. Wasn't anything. So Laura corrected her. And she said, I only went so far as the roadblock. And George asked her another question, and she said, I wasn't concerned with the roadblock. Now, Heifer, hoe bag, knew the crime scene tape was up. And it says, crime scene tape, do not cross. We all know what that tape looks like here in the United States. And she turned around. She knows her house is 3 doors down from where that tape was, her old house. And she literally sat on the stand and said, I wasn't concerned about the roadblock. Now, the jury isn't going to know those nuances. The nuances of this is where the road tape was. And this is, Georgia could have easily pulled up that crime scene tape and said, oh, you were only 3 doors, 2.5 doors down. There was an electric pole, and that's where they tied the tape to it. It was 3 doors down from there. She didn't do that. So she goes, that's the type of immunity he has, very limited immunity. It doesn't mean you could never be prosecuted. It just means that what you say in court could not be used in any future prosecution unless you're lying. Do you understand? Yes. I want to ask you about your ex-husband, Dan Markel. Is that a fair and accurate photo of Dan? Yes. When did you meet him? Notice how Georgia does not say Danny. She says Daniel. When did you meet him? We met originally online. Must have been the fall. When did you marry? Blah, blah, blah. And so this is what it is. We moved to Tallahassee, my final year of law school. And during the time we were living in Tallahassee, do you live over on Trescott Drive? For the time that we lived here, yes. For some of the time, she's accurate because there were other addresses they lived. And when your first child was born, were you residing at that house? Yes. I think I have a photo of that here. Is that drive? Yes. But she showed the photo of the Trescott Drive, had the crime scene tape across it. It had Dan's car, the Honda Accord, in the garage. That's the photo that Georgia shared. How many children did you have? 2. And then she goes on and on and on. Why do they need this? Why did they ask for this? They didn't do this before. Woo. Much more respectful than Tacky Jackie. Heifer and a hoe bag. She is a hoe. She is a hoe. And Fulford calls Wendy Ms. Adelson, but Danny, yeah. Jackie was so disrespectful. I think of all the things that happened in the last week and a day, that really pissed off the majority of viewers on every channel. Jackie really effed that up. Yeah, that was the other thing she lied about. Thank you, Debbie. Wendy lied when she said that Craig Isom, the live one, there's 2 Craig Isoms in town. One is dead. He died in the last few years. And the other one is alive. And he was on the stand. He's a retired man from Tallahassee Police Department. And some people don't research before they start talking. So they just, said he was ceasing, but he's alive. He testified. And he didn't tell Wendy in the car on the way back from Mosaic, which was her late girls' lunch, to 7th Avenue where the police department is. No. Told her right there in the room. And she like boo-hooed, like dry boo-hoo, like the really dry kind that you do when you're faking it, was also a lie. No one's going to correct her on that when she's on the stand because they want to use it against her later on. Donna picked out Dan for Wendy. True story. Donna was on her dating site. She set up dating sites for that woman. Remember the other time she acted like she didn't even know what immunity was? This was available on Friday. Thank you, Sherry. She could see the house. The photos show where the tape was, and it was right there. I just can't believe it. So August 25th. What day did they pull this up? 8/28, 3 days later. Three days later. I'm so sick of her. I tried to turn on Trescott. Yeah, I was one door down. I think it's a little bit further than one door because I did the walk. I did the Trescott walk. It was past Geiger's house, and Geiger is one door. So it was one electric pole to the other electric pole. I was looking at old 2020, and the CS tape was 2 houses down. They had a pic of the cop cars making the roadblock. That Georgia is so smart. She's the best. I can't wait for Wendy's trial. We thought Donna's trial. Can you imagine the lie? First of all, the man looks like Michael Mintz. You think so? The doctor? Like, I'm sorry, my voice just went right up. Yeah, you're right. Here he is. You are not lying. He came in from Corpus Christi to see that loser. Good job. How do you not love this? How do you not love this? That is fantastic, Stella. Michael Mintz. That's who it is. Good job. Very good. Good. Look at that. Good job. Somebody said they were cousins. And his wife, Laura. Cool beans. Thank you so much. That was driving me nuts. Great stream earlier on My Father's Alibi as I was listening. Commented a couple times. Much gratitude. Well, thank you, Tater. You've been with us for a very long time. I just double-checked 3225 in Jay's interview. Yindra said it was Charlie's idea to take a pic of the three of them at the beach, and Charlie used Katie's phone to take the pic. Thank you, Jay Cash. You still say he looks like a used car salesman. Thank you, My Father's Alibi. Thank you so much. He probably, probably flew in with Wendy because he's Corpus Christi. He's also an ear, nose, and throat doctor. Not that I ever wanted to defend Wendy, but now we know Wendy actually listened and responded to Dan's voicemail, so she knew the boys were at school. Very true. There is a YouTube video called Who is Jackie Fulford? Imagine. No, it's not the lady from True Lifestyle. She had a peach. She wears a lot of peach. This is clearly his wife, and she got out of the car with him. So I took the photo. And the grandparents' law was unconstitutional. You aren't a friggin' federal judge, Wendy. Well, unfortunately, there is no grandparents' law in Texas. So that is sad. You loved my Trescott walk. Thank you. They're both calculating even excuses for a woman. On Jay's live last night, he showed again the potentials Donna sent Wendy from J-Date. One screen name was something like Digital Lover. Oh, that was in the video or in the courtroom. She told you she was a cousin. So Rebecca sits with me, and we were going into Metro Deli, and Harvey was ahead of us, Scarvy. And these two come out, and they were like, Harvey, we'll get the order. We'll go get a table. And that's what they said. Did I do it? I'm sure I didn't do it any justice, but Jackie is a trans Tom Petty. I forgot to mention the question marks is the guy in the pic, the father of Michael Mintz, who is Charlie's cousin. Well, he is Michael Mintz. Like, his name is Michael Mintz. He's a doctor. He's an ENT. And he is very like, I'm wealthy. He stands like, I'm wealthy. They got out of the back of an Uber. The weird thing with the picture is it looks like the picture was taken at the Icon pool. Wendy, Yindra, and Katie moved to the beach at some point, and Charlie goes upstairs. You love Petty? Fun time. Donna was living her life vicariously through Wendy. Yes, in fact, she was. So the entitlement runs through all the blood. Yep. Cut right in front of us, didn't they, Rebecca? Let me see. I think somebody sent me a text. Hold on. Thank you to everyone who sent me I'm muted, which I was muted, so I didn't even know to look at my phone. Thank you, though. We got to get rid of her mom. Can't get over Donna calling Diane's sons or children in jail. Drina. Really can't make this shit up. No. Yep, Debbie. I know. It's pretty nice that people want to listen to me rant about Donna and Scarvy. Michael Mintz. Good call, Aristotle. He's much older than this photo. I still say people need to update their websites. It's a big thing for me. I think John Laura requested those transcripts to start going through them for inconsistencies. I think they're expecting an arrest. It should be. So technically, Charlie was not there when the photo was taken, so Katie was right. Donna went the boys because they were hiding that Wendy was a pill popping and drinking. If it was known, Dan would have gotten full custody. Yeah, it's really hard to do. It's really hard to get full custody. Florida, the automatic default is 50-50. And it's been like that for a long time. That's a smart statement that John Laura wanted them. They had to turn and burn those, right? Those transcripts, they had to turn and burn that really quick. He was here for them a couple times. This guy, he was there the day before this photo was taken too. So this week, one of these people will be on the witness stand. We just don't know who. Be interesting to see because Roll Off Digital Forensics, they're the only ones on the West Coast. I know Kelsey Guay, Guay, was under, she gave a deposition, but I don't know what she thinks she's going to say. This is her. She's an MSW. She's a mental health somebody. Here she is. This is Kelsey Guay. And she is, I mean, she's cute enough, right? She's a cute girl, but still. University of Kentucky, so she'll have a sweet little voice. Clinical social worker, bachelor's in psych, behavioral. What would they ask her about? Sherry thinks Katie's testimony, Katie Magbanua, this go around, as well as Lewis's testimony, seemed off. Something is happening. So no one will sit next to any Adelson in court. Well, that first row behind the defense, Jackie Fulford made a scene about it, that people might be able to read over her shoulder and read their laptops, which you can't even see. I mean, I'm back there. You can't see anything. So that first line is for Leon County Sheriff, because there's a couple bailiffs that sit there, and then Harvey. Now, originally, Jackie Fulford lied and said there will be family and friends. The Minces haven't showed up at the courtroom, have they? They've shown up at the deli to have a turkey and pastrami. That's what they ordered. I know that because I was next to them. Turkey and pastrami. Didn't show up to the courtroom, though, did you, Michael? You're selling your house now? It's stressful. When did Judge Everett anticipate when the trial would conclude? He told the jurors 2 to 3 weeks. Originally, the defense said a week. They don't even have enough witnesses on there for a week. Like, Georgia got through 4 in an afternoon, so I don't think so. I think it'll be 2 days. Hey, Yank Canuck, I'm sorry you're selling your house and it's stressful. It is stressful. The experts wanted raw data for a forensic download. They want to take apart the Celebrate. Well, good luck on that. They will ask her how her mother got trapped in Charlie's lies. Wonder if she knows who. Who knows? This girl knows Jeffrey Lacoste? I don't know. Verdict 1 to 2 hours. You got to include lunch. I mean, it was 2 total hours for Charlie, but they had to go to get lunch too. They ordered lunch in. Pokemon. They will follow this case, should check mental health, wrong audience. I get it. Who would testify at a grand jury for Wendy to be arrested? Jeffrey Lacoste. Yeah, they don't go to court, do they, Rebecca? Those Minces. Hopefully trial will end by Friday. How many of you all are going to CrimeCon? Any of the show subscribers going to CrimeCon? Jeff will. The state did officially rest on Friday. And that's when Joshua Zelman came up and said he's got somebody coming in and out of town, but they're coming in Sunday night and they're leaving Tuesday night. I don't know what the point of that was, but that's what he told the judge. Sometimes I think people just really want to hear the sound of their own voice. Judges just show the hell up. Hopefully defense can just at least make their story make sense, their story, and follow some kind of logical order. I don't remember ever hearing what the story was going to be. And all of these defense theories could happen. It's going to be, and my guess, it's going to be she knew nothing. But I like what Tinfoil Hat said, that if Charlie isn't called, then his his conflict attorney is moot. His conflict with Dan Rashbaum. Wendy lied multiple times during her testimony. That's why I'm wondering. Sorry. 1 hour of getting to know each other, then it will look good if they wait. What I have noticed is the jurors do not eat lunch together. Judge Everett informed them they could eat lunch together. They just couldn't talk about. So sorry. I better go. That the jury could eat lunch together, but they haven't. So I'm going to sign off because the coughing is worse, even with the cough drop. I appreciate you all. Thank you for joining. If you're new, you're welcome to subscribe. We appreciate you. We try to integrate my discussion with the chat all the time. So have a great evening, everybody. Before I cough myself off the scene, talk to you tomorrow, probably. Bye-bye.